Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Creative Hands by Shay. So in today's tutorial I will be showing you how to make the African flower granny square. So if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you will love this tutorial and you'll be able to make one of your own. I just want to wish you guys a happy new year. I hope that this year will bring forth blessing, joy, peace, and doors will be open for all of you. So guys, thank you so much for always being here. I hope that everything will go in accordance for you in this new year. So guys, let's jump in the video. So guys, this is the square that I will be showing you how to make. I made 6 of these because I will be making another project using these squares, but I wanted to show you how to make it before. So I will go ahead and start with the tutorial. So you will need a 5.0mm crochet hook, your darning needle, your yarn. I am using leftover yarn to make this, and I use 5 different colors, so as you see here with this square. So I am just going to start off with the white, as you see. So let me just pull this out. So I'm just going to lay this aside, and we are going to make a magic ring. So you can make your magic ring however comfortable you feel. This is just the way I make mine. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then you are going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and this is going to count as your first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, go back into that ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, and that completes your second double crochet. You're going to chain 1, you're going to yarn over, and you're going to make another cluster just like this. So you're going to make a double crochet twice, so that's 1 and 2, followed by a chain 1. So each cluster of 2 will follow by a chain 1 space, and you're going to continue doing this until you have a total of 8 clusters of 2. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I have all my 8 clusters here, and you can go ahead, pull on your tail. And I did went ahead and cut my yarn off because we will be changing colors. So now I'm going to chain 1 to finish there, and then I'm going to slip stitch on top of that chain 3 that we did previously. Now that we have slip stitch there, you're going to slip stitch on top of the next double crochet, and then into the chain 1 space you're going to do another slip stitch there. But before you finish slip stitching, you're going to join your color. So I am changing color to blue, so whatever color you are using. So now that I have done my slip stitch there, I am going to go ahead and grab that tail end, and I'm going to give it a tie with the blue one just to secure the yarn. Okay, so now that we have done so, we are going to carry these tail ends as we go along so we can weave them in and we don't have so much work to do at the end. So you're going to chain up 1, 2, and 3, and that is going to count as your first double crochet. You're going to yarn over, and you're going to place 2 more double crochet into that chain 1 space. So that's 1 and 2. You're going to chain up 2. You're going to go over to the next chain 1 space, and you're going to place 3 double crochet. So this is going to be the sequence for row 2, 3 double crochet followed by chain 2. Let me just redo that. So 3 double crochet, then chain 2 into the next chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, then chain 2. Repeat that all the way around, and I will see you at the end. Remember to carry your yarn, but if you prefer to weave your tail end in afterwards, you can do that. But I really don't like to weave in tail ends. It is so annoying for me. So I am just going to continue doing that, and I will see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end of row 2, and I'm just going to chain my 2 here, slip stitch on top of our first double crochet, and we're going to slip stitch over until we get to the chain 2 space. So slip stitching on top of the double crochets until you get to the chain 2 space. You will do your last slip stitch there. So I went ahead and I fastened off from my color, and now I'm gonna change to the gray, and that's our last slip stitch right there. Give it a tie just to secure your yarn. Okay, and now we are gonna chain up 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3. That's our first double crochet. You're gonna yarn over, go back into that same space, and you're gonna place 1 more double crochet. Then you're gonna chain 2, 1 and 2. Now you're gonna make 2 more double crochet into that same space. So yarn over, go back into that chain 2 space, and place 2 more double crochets. So there it is, 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Yarn over, go into the next chain 2 space, and you're gonna place 2 double crochets, chain up 2, followed by 2 more double crochet into the same space. So you're gonna continue doing this all the way around until you get to the end, and then I'll meet you back there. Remember, 2 double crochet, then chain 2, and then 2 more double crochet into the same space. So I'll see you then. So guys, now I have come to the end, and I'm just gonna slip stitch on top of our first double crochet, slip stitch again until we get to the chain 2 space here. Now we are going to chain up 1, 2, and 3. That is our first double crochet, and we're going to place 6 more double crochet into this space here. So that's our first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're having 7 double crochet into that chain 2 space. You're gonna yarn over, you're gonna go to the next chain 2 space, and you're gonna make another cluster of 7 double crochet. Sorry about that. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So continue doing this all the way around. You're not chaining anything in between, you're just placing the 7 double crochet into the chain 2 space. So I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end, and this is what it looks like so far. So moving on, we are going to slip stitch into our first double crochet, but before we do so, we're changing color again. So we're changing to black, and then we pull that through, fasten off from the gray, and then give it a tie. Okay, so now that we have done so, I am just going to go ahead and go back into that same double crochet. So just insert your hook into that same space, and you're going to make a single crochet. Remember to bring your yarn as you go along, or carry your yarn. So that's our first single crochet there. Make sure that you don't miss this stitch, because you need to have 7 single crochet all together here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now that we have come into this space here, we're just going to do something a little bit different. So we are going to do an extended single crochet. So it's going to do like a little spike. So we are going to insert our hook like into this space here. So that's row 1, 2, 3. So into row 3, you're going to insert your hook into that space, bring it up like this, pull up, make sure that it gets that nice high spike, and then pull through. Make sure you don't miss your stitch here, and then continue to make single crochet. So each time we get to one of these spaces, we are going to make the spike. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to continue single crocheting until we get to that space. Okay, now we're at that space again. We are going to do the same thing. And there it is. So you can see that spike. Continue doing this all the way around. Make sure that you don't miss your stitch. So scoot that over and make your single crochet. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll see you there. So guys, now I have come to the end and this is what it looks like. I went ahead and I fastened off. So this is what our flower looked like so far. So now we're going to work on the border, the square part of the flower. So we are going to make our last single crochet spike here. And then we are going to slip stitch into that first single crochet. But before you do so, you are going to join your last color, which is, this is going to be your final color. And then give it a tie. So once you have done so, you're going to go back into that same stitch and you're going to make a single crochet. Okay, so now that I have made my single crochet, I'm going to make 3 more. So that's 2, 3, and 4. So we made our first one and then 3 more. So that's 4 single crochet. After our first 4 single crochet, we're going to yarn over and we're going to make a half double crochet. After half double crochet, you're going to yarn over and you're going to make a double crochet. And then yarn over again, go into the next stitch and you're going to place another double crochet. So now we are at where our spike is. I know that it can be a little difficult for you to see because this is the black, but where you have the spike now, that stitch, you are going to yarn over twice because we will be doing treble. So you're going to go into that stitch and make your treble crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over twice again to make your treble. Into that same stitch, you're going to insert your hook and complete your treble. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, and that completes our treble. In the next stitch, you're going to yarn over and you're going to make a double crochet. So that's 1. In the next stitch, another double crochet, followed by a half double crochet in the next stitch. Let me just pull these out of the way. I can just fasten off. Let me make sure that we are good. Okay, so now I can fasten off these and these ones here. Okay, so now that we made our half double crochet there, we're gonna make 4 more single crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is a corner that is finished here. So now that we made our 4 single crochet, now we are at the spike. So we are now going to yarn over and we're going to make a half double crochet there because we're not at the next corner as yet. Now that we have made our half double crochet there, we're gonna make 4 more single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now that we have completed 4 single crochet, we're going to yarn over and we're going to make a half double crochet. So now we're getting up to our corner. So now you are going to go ahead and you're going to place 2 double crochet in separate stitches. So that's 1 into the next stitch, 2. And now you are at your next spike, which we will be putting our treble crochet. So yarning over twice, going into that stitch, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Chain 3, yarn over twice again, go back into that same stitch and make another treble. And there we have completed one side of our square. So we have 2 corners here. So we're basically just going to repeat this all the way around until we get back to this part here. So I'm just going to show it to you again. So now we are going to finish off with a double crochet. That's 1 into the next stitch, a double crochet again, followed by a half double crochet. Now we are going to make 4 single crochet. That's 2, 3, and 4. Now we're at the next spike. Remember, a half double crochet, because we are in the middle, just like on this side here. We're in the middle part here. So a half double crochet, and then in the next stitch, single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're getting up to our next corner. So now you're going to half double crochet, and then 2 double crochet. So that's 1 in the next stitch, another double crochet. Now we're at the next spike, which we will be making our corner. So continue doing this until you get to the end, and I will meet you there. So I'll put it on the screen so you can also follow along. All right, so I'll see you there. So guys, this is what our square looks like, and we are now going to do our last and final row. So now we are at our spike, so we're finishing off here with a half double crochet that is in the center of the corner. So we did the same thing here, we did the same thing here, and we did the same thing here. So into the middle of the corners is always a half double crochet. So now that we finish off there with our half double crochet, we are going to slip stitch on our first single crochet. Okay, so now that we have slip stitch there, we are going to make 1, 2, and into that same stitch we are going to place a double crochet. So that chain 2 is not going to count as a double crochet, and then we're going to continue just doing 1 double crochet into each and every stitch until you get to the corner. Let me just pull on my yarn here. Now we are at our corner here. We are going to place 2 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, chain 2, followed by 2 more double crochet into that same space. 1 and 2. So and now we are going to continue making double crochet. Make sure you don't miss your stitch because you're making this double crochet here on top of this treble. Continue doing this all the way around. Once you get to the corner, you will repeat the same step and your work will come out nice and flat. So I'm going to continue doing this all the way around and I'll see you at the end. So guys, now I have come to the end and this is what our square looks like. And now I am going to go ahead and fasten off because I made my last stitch there. And I'm going to pull through, get my darning needle, and we're just going to go ahead and weave this tail end in. So what you're going to do is you are going to go into that first double crochet, so not the chain 2 that we did, but the first double crochet here. Insert your needle, pull through. Then you're going to go into the back loop on this side. So insert your needle downward just like this. And that will give your square a nice clean finish. So make sure that your stitch is matching up with the other ones. And to eliminate this little gap that you're seeing there, we are going to go into this double crochet and the next one across. And we're going to pull them together. So just take your time, don't do it too tight. Again, and there it is. So now it is together. So now you can just go ahead and weave the remainder tail end in, making sure that it is not showing on the right side. And you can go ahead weave your other tail end in. I have one left to weave back, so you can see how nicely done this is on the wrong side. So I'm going to continue doing this and I'll meet back with you. So guys, now I have completed sewing in all my tail ends, and our square is measured 6.5 inches in length or width. Either side is just the same. So this is the wrong side and this is the right side. So that is what our square looks like. So I hope that you were able to make one of your own in whatever color that you want to make it in. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Stay tuned for part 2 where I will show you what I will be doing with these squares. So thank you so much for watching again. Until next time guys, bye.